All right. He's in studio with us. Please welcome Wayne Hoffman, everybody. He's an award-winning performer. He's performed in 74 countries. He tours the world with his stage show called Mind Candy and a motivational speech called The Power of Potential. He also has a best-selling book called Mind Candy. You fooled Penn and Teller on Fool Us.
I did.
You did.
I got him.
And even on the Today Show, Ellen, TLC, all of the great networks. And so he's here with us today. So thanks for being here.
Yeah, all of that hype and all those other shows, it was just leading up to
this. And you probably knew you were going to end up here.
Well, of course. I've been dreaming of this since I was a child.
Okay, thank you. And the show's been around for 3 years. What?
It's amazing.
So Wayne and I have a connection that goes back I don't know. How many years have you been married?
Well, we used to go to those warehouse raves in the 90s. Mm-hmm. I think that was where it all began.
Mind you, there's probably 15 to 20 years between us. But I took him when he was 7 and he loved it.
It was great.
It was wonderful. So Wayne is married to another former Miss New Jersey, Caitlin Schofel, who's now Caitlin Hoffman.
Yeah.
And they have 2 beautiful babies. And so but I've known you since, because tell everybody how you guys met. Because if this could be like a dating app, this would be the best way to find someone. Go ahead.
So how I met my wife.
Yes.
So that was a unique one. I got a phone call from a producer. He said, "Hey, we want to put you on stage in Atlantic City at a casino, Ticketmaster event, big thing." And he said, "Hey, we're going to hire some girls to be in your show, to some big stage, big room." Mm-hmm. I said, "Okay, great." And then he proceeded to hire my now wife,
beautiful girl on the planet.
And so she technically, I think it's weird to say, but I paid her to hang out with me for 2 months.
And that's how it should be done.
And
I'll be like, "Yo, you want to go out with me?" Because I'm about $30 an hour and it's not the naked parts.
Yeah. And it was not on OnlyFans. And so we, I paid her to hang out with me for 2 months.
And that is how I'm going to demand moving forward on the dating.
Sparks flew, emotions ran high on
she
my
cashed
end.
Her checks.
She cashed her checks regularly, and then
there's Caitlin. Caitlin, here's the
here.
Crazy thing. So a guy calls you up and says, "Hey, I have a show for you. I'm going to put you in Atlantic City. It's going to be great." And you're like, "Fabulous." And he was like, "Oh, and by the way, I'm going to hire the hottest girl you've ever seen in your entire life to cut." Did you cut her in half?
No, most of the show is mind reading. So it's not traditional magic. I try to stay away from the things you've seen already because, my job is to surprise people. So it's more thought reading and stuff like that. And she
did you read her thought? Did you know, like, she is totally into me? Did you say it? Be like, "No. I'm reading your mind. And I think you're totally into me."
No, I think she thought I was gay in the beginning, I don't think she was interested in me at all, but I'm a mentalist.
And you made her fall in love with
I
you.
plead the fifth.
That would be so fun. I would love it. I think this all should be added to the dating app. Just as other things to consider. Pay a girl to go out with you an hourly wage and be like, "Listen, I'd love to stay, but frankly, you can't afford it, and I have to go."
I think that exists. I just think it's illegal in a lot of places.
It's probably OnlyFans.
Well, that's legal.
How many girls were?
I guess so.
I guess it is. Yeah. There's a lot of teachers that are quitting their jobs. Tanya, you can start an OnlyFans. People were saying, "I can't make ends meet as a teacher." But hey, you could have a foot fetish on
I don't want to.
fans.
I don't. Yeah, I don't want to. I don't want to promote
I'm not gonna,
foot fetishes and lack of education.
This. I have 2 babies.
Screw the kids. Let's take pictures of my toes instead. All right. Yeah.
Caitlin's like, "What's happened to this show?"
Capitalism at its finest.
So you did your Atlantic City. Now you're touring all over the place. And tell everybody, so what does that mean? Because in your intro, it says you're a mentalist and an illusionist. So when you say illusionist, I'm like, this magic, right? That you're doing. That's what an illusionist is.
Yeah.
It feels easier than, but I don't really know what a mentalist is.
Yeah. So a mentalist, in short, is someone who uses psychology for entertainment. So another way of putting it is a mind reader. That's a real basic thing. But I mess with people's minds. So I implant thoughts into people's minds. I'll predict what they'll do. If people think of things, I can tell them what they're thinking, that type of stuff. So like the amazing Kreskin mind reader. I do what people call seemingly psychic stunts without claiming to have supernatural powers. And then I also do illusions just because I think it's fun. You know, if somebody shows up to my show drunk, they just want to see cool stuff, you know,
Exactly.
like if
I'm drunk right now.
Great. So that's what I do.
Now let me ask you, because I don't know about you in regular life, Wayne, but in regular life, I have a lot of problems with customer service. Like I'll call and I'll be like, this isn't working and I need to, and it's a big runaround. But if like I was like returning something somewhere and they're like, we can't return it, you're past the 30. Do you ever just do this? You will return it. Like in Star Wars, like Jedi tricks. Do you ever do that to people?
Every single day.
Do you?
How do you think I survive?
Do you really? Do you do the
yeah.
thing with the hand? What's up with
I
this?
don't really do the Jedi Master hand motion.
Okay.
But yeah, man. I mean, what I do is applicable in daily life. What I've recently discovered, and this is something weird. I don't know if you can see it. See how shiny my nails are?
Yeah.
So I am not a spa guy, but I parlayed my career.
It's your hand. Look
Actually,
at my
you have
hand.
very nice
No,
nails.
they're not. Not as shiny as yours.
Well, they're shiny.
Think you're a spy guy.
I got a manicure for the first time because I started using these things in my daily life, and I realized way too late I can go to a casino and win money. So now that the casinos I'm playing, they're giving me these comps and these free things. They just recently treated me to a full spa day, like 7 hours in the spa doing things I don't even know what and they started putting this clear stuff on my nails. So yes, the answer is that's for free because I started using my skills at the casino. So yes, I use it on customer service agents.
You're using your skills to like win money.
Well, yes. So I consider myself now a semi-professional blackjack player, which is totally weird. And
are you allowed to use your superpowers?
Well, I don't exactly tell them what I'm doing.
But I don't understand. What does this have to do with your manicure?
So they gave me this for free because I am a good player.
You're a high roller.
It was comped.
Oh, you talking about high rollers.
So they painted my nails, which is a little weird for me, but now I'm self-conscious about it. So I figured I'd get it out of the way.
No, I feel like a lot
of
shiny stuff is happening.
When I flew on a flight, I handed the gate agent my ticket and she goes, "Oh, nice nails." And I'm like, yeah, are you making fun of me?
Yeah.
Or do you really like anyway? So yes,
Let me put it this way. Any woman will notice if a man's, you have beautiful nails.
That's it, but it's a little weird for me. Because I'm like
weird for everybody. But
man, strong like bull.
But this might come back to Caitlin, maybe he is gay. It's mostly
it's
a gay
all coming
thing.
It's very like, metro. I don't know.
Yeah.
But you have nice nails too.
No, they're
very
blah.
Nice.
They're blah.
No,
I play the piano.
I have a close up, folks. They're very
nice. They're just hands. They're not special.
I
don't know. I don't know how people have long nails. Do you ever go to check out, right? And there'll be a girl. She's like, "What are you getting?" And they just do this because they can't bend their fingers, and they're just like that.
Must be
I don't know how do they take care of themselves. It's a lot of questions.
There's a lot of things that would
there's
cause a lot.
Of
I don't even want to.
Let's not go there. Let's not take that turn. Your nails are waiting. I'm not sure how I feel about that. Yeah, Rebecca, beautiful, beautiful hands. All right, so you use your powers mostly for good or gambling, and you're winning money.
Oh, I don't. By the way, I don't gamble. I win.
Oh,
it's not gambling if you know you're going to win, Dena.
Boom. Yeah. All right. Look at Wayne showing the other side, his sassy side.
Joking.
I love it. So, so you use this to your benefit when possible. You convinced your wife to marry you. How old were you? Because to me, we were saying earlier that both of us kind of have weird jobs, right? But like, how old is young Wayne when he is he's in 4th grade and somebody's like, you will sit down and you will not have pretzels right now. And were you like, I will have pretzels.
I'm gonna start doing that.
I feel like every magician has this picture.
That's why I don't do it.
Thank you.
I
It's annoying.
I don't do the sawing in half.
Yeah.
I don't do.
Thank you. Yeah.
I don't do that. It's
Yeah.
just against my.
Yeah.
I just can't.
But like, are you in 4th grade? Just like when does it kick in?
Initially, I got a magic set for Christmas. You know, it was one of those things.
Circa what year? How old are you?
I was 7.
Okay.
So, this is back in the day.
Okay.
And, I enjoyed it, but I got into other things. Then I found a magic shop in my hometown. It's this little hole in the wall. I grew up in Reading, Pennsylvania.
I'm going to say there's not a lot of magic shops.
No, there's
that
not. And
right
it's still in
Reading.
Existence today. It's the Mingus Magic Shop in Reading, Pennsylvania.
Okay.
And I found this place and I started riding my bicycle there. I was probably about 10.
Okay.
And, you go in there and there's a bunch of weirdos in there. So there's magicians and mind readers and hypnotists and card cheats,
love it.
sword swallowers, like basically everything you can imagine. So as a
Did
kid,
you become friends with all of them?
Well, yeah, these are wizards, man. And I want to hang out here. So, I started learning magic. And then over a 5-year period, I knew enough. By 15, I got my first paying show as a magician.
All right, now I'd like to stop you right here. We're going to pick that up in a second. But in high school, what group were you in? Because like right now, everything you're doing, very cool. Very cool. Traveling, very cool. But between the ages of 10 and 15, and you're doing magic and like, what are you cool?
I think, what's weird? I recently reflected on that. And I'm looking back and I dipped in and out. I think in grade school, it was a pretty even playing field. In high school, when I was performing, I was the guy that would like jump between the tables. I could hang out with these people.
The jocks,
I got invited to the
nerds.
cool people parties, but I was also sitting over here with the skaters. I had it's very indicative or reflect, like it matches perfectly my life today.
So you were a bebopper. That's what we call it, a bebop.
Oh,
you bebop in, you bebop out.
I guess so. Yeah, it was weird. I don't know. I was in my own world because I was friendly with everybody.
Let me ask you this. Did you ever play Dungeons and Dragons?
No.
Okay.
No, hell no. No offense to
that's
the
line.
Dungeon and
Dean is Dungeons and Dragons.
I had another magician
full dork.
at an event go, so I was playing D&D and blah blah blah. And I said, what's D&D? And he was like shocked. He was like,
you're a magician. How do you not know?
He was
nerd
like
stuff.
offended. And I still to this day don't even know what it is.
Nobody does. Only nerds. It's a secret society.
I don't know what it is.
Nothing wrong with D&D.
No.
Nothing wrong with it, Tara, but it's a line.
Honestly, I need to learn what it is to find out.
And the people that play it are very smart and mostly guys. Let me digress. There was a guy in college I liked. He played D&D, so I had to act like I was interested. And I was like, the whole time I was like, I don't even know what we're doing. Yeah, what's D&D? Dungeons and Dragons, and it's usually quieter fellows, not a lot of girls. And scared of it. And there's
quieter fellows.
Yeah,
it's a very nice way to put it.
And makes good money running campaign. That's what I'm saying. They're dorky for sure, but smart because there's like you'd have a character. I'm Xena Warrior Princess. You never saw that show, too.
Oh yeah, I did.
And you did?
Lucy Lawless.
And Kevin Sorbo.
Oh yeah.
So I would be Lucy Lawless. He's Kevin Sorbo, but I have special powers and he has special powers, but mine might not be able to beat him. But Stephanie's. It's real. It's like a whole. Yeah, they are. They're very smart. The amount of time and energy that has to go into learning your character, learning the other characters. It's like, do you hear that game Catan?
I've seen like a commercial for it, or I've seen it I don't know what it is.
Catan is the #1 board game in the world. And most people have never heard of it. I learned about it when we were doing toy fairs and selling Chardonnay Go. But Catan, it's this huge game and it's all about farming and like building like your own like areas like when people came to America. And there's cattle involved. I don't understand it. But the people that play it so smart and so into it, it's just it's like a whole underground.
It's a world.
It's a whole underground.
But it's probably like poker players. They live in their own world and have their game. Yeah, I don't know.
They do.
I need to educate
So let's get back.
myself on that.
You're 15. You start doing magic professionally.
Yeah. So I start performing, and then within 3 years I had a pretty good regional business, Pennsylvania, New York, New Jersey. I was traveling around.
Wow.
Word spread quickly because there's not very many of us in the world. And then 18 I decided to go to a university and study psychology.
Right. And
that's when I started putting little experiments into the magic show, little mind reading things, little
like
psychological things. I'm trying to predict what a person would do and things like of that nature. And I realized the reaction I got from the mind reading was stronger than the magic. They were like, yeah, you made those birds appear out of fire and stuff.
Whatever.
But how did you know what I was thinking?
My number.
Right. And so I started to dive in, lean into that and learn more about the human mind and how I can use it for entertainment. So by 18, 19, that's when I was starting to travel, leaving the state, and then, the rest is history.
Are there a lot of female magicians? I don't ever see many.
You don't see them as much. Again, another interesting question. There are a lot of female magicians. You just don't hear about them as much. But there's a lot of really, really, really good female magicians, and they're becoming more well-known, and they're getting out there more. And you're going to see, mark my words, you're going to see a lot of female magicians moving forward. And overall, I think girls, children, they're more creative. Little girls are more free thinkers. Guys just want to score and get the points. Girls free play. So I think that type of imagination is great for magic.
We say, okay.
The experience.
I hear you. So who's your favorite female magician? Do you have one?
My wife. She's magical. Yeah, she knows. She actually she knows magic.
She can do magic. I didn't know that.
Absolutely, she knew magic before I even met her. She worked as a magician's assistant, and so other than that, that's tough. There's a lot of really good people in different capacities. So there's great female card magicians. And Grand Illusionist. There's a girl in Vegas, has her own Vegas show, Jen Kramer. I've never seen her show. I don't know, but yeah, there's a lot.
Somebody just asked, have you ever met David Copperfield?
Okay. You know what's funny? I've met all of the magicians, but I grew up watching David Copperfield, and I've had several opportunities to meet him, and I didn't take it.
Why?
It's kind of tantric a little bit because I'm waiting.
Sexual?
No.
What is? Because
I always holding back on that thing. They always say never meet your heroes. Is that what tantric means?
I thought tantric was always tantric sex, and that's the only way I know it.
Well, look it up. I don't care. I'm going to use words however I want.
I don't think you're allowed to do that.
This is my world, but I communicated my thought. So I haven't met David Copperfield, but I did see his show, and when I was in the audience in Vegas, he appeared next to me magically. Just he was on the stage 1 second, and then the next second he's here, and he gave me a thing. It was like he was, and he would then he walked and he stopped and turned to me.
Into your eyes.
Not anybody. He turned to me. And he said, "Hey, good to see you." And he winked and walked away. I think David Copperfield knew who I was. I think he has seen me on television. I think
he was trying to get you to marry him like magicians. You did to Caitlin. He was like,
I don't know, but
in your head.
It was pretty cool. But we never had a conversation. So one day I'll meet him. I saw a question.
I feel like you met
Chris
him.
Angel. I did a TV show.
But
with
it
Chris
sounds
Angel.
like you did meet him.
I mean.
You did.
I did. Does that count as meeting? If somebody looks at you and just says, winks. "Hey, good to see you,"
I was like, hey. And yeah, listen to me. That's called dating. You went on a date with them, just so you know. That was the extent of some of the dates I've been on. I was like, yeah, I'm out. Just so you know, I've never met David Copperfield. Okay. And what that looks like is, I've never stood next to him. He's never spoken to me. and he's never winked at me.
Do
you see?
I don't consider
so when
that
I
meeting.
say I've never met him, none of that happened. You understand? That's what never meeting.
I don't care about your definitions of anything.
But if you
I'm making up
because
all of this.
I want to just, before you leave, make sure you know what tantric means, because it's usually sexual. It says, but this is not what this says. It says relating to or involving the doctrines or principles of the Hindu or Buddhist tantras, in particular the use of mantras, meditation, yoga, and ritual.
I don't see the word sex in there at all.
I use it myself. No, it's a
Talk
word.
about Buddhism and religion.
No,
Where's the?
It's tantric sexual. This is how this show goes sideways, because people are like, I thought we were going to talk about magic. Not anymore. What is tantric sex? Stephanie, close your ears. She don't know about sex.
Okay.
Tantric sex is a meditative form of sex.
We're talking about just tantric.
Yeah,
I didn't say the word sex.
No, you didn't, but you didn't use tantric appropriately, but it seems like you don't care. But now we're going deep. Here we go. It originates from ancient Hinduism, revolves around the sexual practices that focus on creating a deep, intimate connection. And you use that word with David Copperfield.
Sex,
the
intimacy,
aim is to
those don't go together.
Present in the moment to achieve a sensual and fulfilling sexual experience. Now we'll get into this. I'm sure that Wayne will put together a full presentation on tantric sex for the next time that he's here. Yeah, I learned about it from Sting. You didn't know Sting is like really into it. What happened to this show?
I like Sting.
People were like,
Fields of Gold is a great
show.
song. If you haven't listened to Fields of Gold, listen to it and vibe with that song.
Poor Wayne.
No, this is great. I live here now.
We're going deep. Okay, listen, let's get back. Dena, you never use words appropriately. You are not wrong, Tanya. But it's hard to keep up with whatever Wayne is saying. So I just want to make sure I'm using the word tantric right, but I don't think anybody is. So yeah, here we go. Let's go back to, okay, so this is what we're going to do.
Vicky's like, I thought this was about magic. I think she's disappointed.
All right, here's what we're going to do. So before the show, because Wayne was like, what do you want to do? Do you want to do like any tricks or anything? And so he's like, let's do a pre-trick so you'll be prepared. So this is what we did. So before the show, Wayne said to go to Google and to find out how many words there are on Wikipedia. And he did this math. There's a thing you could go to, and there's 8 million, billion,
I forget
trillion,
what it was. There's billions of words on there.
A lot of words. Then he said, pick a word. So I picked a word. He says, now go to Wikipedia and type the word in. And so I did. And he goes, now scroll up through the article, pick any big word.
And mind you, I'm not looking. She's on the other side of the room doing this in secret.
Yeah. So I picked my word. He was like, now just get rid of it. Close the page. Don't tell me what it is. But I want you to remember the word. And I said, okay.
Yeah. So I had her basically pick one word off of the internet and memorize it. And that's what happened.
Hold on, my computer's going to go dead. I don't think it was a good word. Like, I feel like I should have picked a better word.
Yeah, so
you were like, pick any word.
I said, make it random, because we all know that people are biased. So I said, don't pick a word, that like something about you or your life. I said, just make it a truly random word. And you thought of that. Now, this is important too. You didn't tell anybody the word. You didn't write it down.
I did not.
And whatever you looked at, you didn't touch it or highlight it, but you literally just looked at a random word on the internet.
Looked at a random word with my eyes. I'm not proud of the word. I will tell you, if there's 4 billion words on there, I can tell you can take one out. It's not tantric. So you're left with 4 billion,
that would be
3,999,000, like that.
So do you want to see something, experience something amazing?
Yeah, I think I picked a dumb word. You said pick a big one, and I picked a big one, but I'm not proud of it. It's not like a word. Like, it's just a word.
Yeah, well, that's the point. Again, no one's going to judge you on your word.
But yeah, but I don't think there's any way you're going to get it.
Great. So it's impossible to know what you're thinking.
No.
For now. Think of the word.
Okay.
Now we're gonna do something. This might
He's like, no.
feel
How
tantric,
do you spell it?
But, yeah. Tell me what it is, then I'll tell you what it is.
What does it sound like?
Yeah. What does it rhyme with? And
it's a movie.
Yeah. Look at me for a second. Okay. See, this is tantric. Think of the word.
Okay.
Now, for those watching, 100% legitimate. This is not prearranged. We didn't make this up. I'm about to genuinely actually try to read her mind.
Okay. A lot of people are mentioning the music. Michelle's playing the music in the background, so there is music.
Yeah.
You're not crazy. No one's looked me in the eyes this long in a long time.
Yeah, you know, it's
Tantric.
Bingo. Think of it. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L. Interesting. Did you almost pick a different word?
No.
Because I'm getting 2 letters from you.
No. I can't spell it.
I'm just going to go with this. We'll see how close I get. What's the first letter of the word you chose?
R.
Because I got R-E out of your mind. Now that look means I'm on the right track. I'm also getting a C. Look at me.
You're totally freaking me out right now.
I have that effect on women. Actually, I'm going to add this in because I'm
going to marry him. Caitlin, I understand how you fell for this.
Yeah.
This is the most gazing into. I know. I think he just wants to look at my.
Of course I do. Otherwise, I wouldn't have asked.
Right.
So I'm don't close your eyes. I'm gonna show the viewers at home what I got.
Okay.
Now, this is what I think she's thinking of. Okay.
There's no way that he could get this.
Okay. So this is what I think she's thinking of. Do me a favor.
Okay.
For the first time, tell us out loud, what word were you thinking of?
There is no way that you got this word.
And don't look at the comments.
The dumbest word. It was just recommended.
Like this?
How did you do that? It's such a dumb word.
Is that weird?
That's awesome.
She's this is what you call stunned silence, ladies and gentlemen. This is what I live for right now.
And you know what's so crazy? Michelle was like, let's put him on. And I was like, what if he doesn't do it right? What if he doesn't get it right? She's like, he might get it right. I was like, there's no way. So before the show, I was like, you're moving through a lot of websites.
So you know what's weird? I know this. I told you to go on the internet and just like go on a random page on the internet.
Yeah.
Out of curiosity, what was the page that you went to?
The word that
or like, yeah, what did you like go on or like search or whatever?
It was beach ball.
Oh, a beach ball. Okay, yeah, I didn't get a beach ball because I'm always curious when I tell people go on the internet. You can look up and like search whatever you want. It's a personality type thing. So you thought of the beach. Did you think of anything else specific about the beach or not really? Just a beach ball?
No, just a beach
Okay,
ball.
that's interesting. It goes to show what goes through people's minds is extremely interesting. You never know. I'm surprised.
No, in fact, I closed. He said, now close the page
dogs.
so you can't get, I won't be able to see the page. Don't highlight.
Yeah.
Wow.
So there you have it.
That's so crazy.
And if anyone thinks that was prearranged or that she told me or anything like that, I'll offer $1 million in cash to anybody who can prove that. It was not prearranged at all. She thought of a random word and I got it. So
maybe my face, now it's making me think, what else is my face saying if I'm on a date? People are looking at me. And what if a guy just looks at you? You're thinking of the word.
Oh, it's 3 fingers.
Recommended. I'll be like, what? Are we getting married? Like that.
Yeah, you just described my life story. That's how that worked.
That's so crazy. Like, have you ever like surprised yourself at like things?
Oh yeah, all the time. I'll tell you what, I was blown away when I started really doing this at how much stuff I could get. I'll get stuff on stage. Now, and mind you, what I do is, first of all, it's not psychic. And there's methods and science behind what I'm doing. And I've studied everything from neurolinguistic programming, hypnotism, interrogation techniques, implanting thoughts into people's minds, probability. There's this whole thing in there. But I think I always add a little intuition in. You know what I mean? So if I add just a vibe, if I get a vibe, and so many times, even just last night, I did a show in Virginia last night. And it was for the military, for the U.S. Army. And one of the guys was thinking of a number, and I got his number. But then I looked at him. I said, what's Vincenzo? I just got that by looking at this guy. He goes, that's the city in Italy where I'm stationed. And like, I was like, oh, like what is going on?
That's so crazy.
It was awesome. And I was genuinely like, I did not know 100% that he was stationed in Vincenzo,
so
Italy.
Crazy.
And I just said it, and that's where anyway, it was cool.
That's awesome. Somebody said, I think I'm scared of you. Yeah, no, it freaked me out. I don't know if you know it, but I think that there is a certain amount of, I don't know if it's from years of just learning to read a room or people's body language, but in stand-up, I talk to audiences a lot. And I'm genuinely surprised what I can pick up from people just from how they interact as a couple or they interact in a group. Or what, it's just very funny to me. Every once in a while, I'm like, I remember being in Vegas once and this couple was in front of me and I was just like, he was like, we just got married. I was like, this is not a first marriage. I mean, they were older and, but it was like their third and fourth marriage. And I was like, this isn't going to last. You guys know this. You had a weekend tops. Like,
what do you think?
So
should she go on the road with me?
Yeah,
this is a duo act.
Oh my gosh. I would just harass you from the back. It would be, I'd be like, come on, Wayne. Wow.
Harass me from the back. Sounds salacious.
I said that. So how did you fool Penn and Teller on Fool Us?
Yeah, so I got him. The thing, and later after this show, you can go down the YouTube rabbit hole and search it. But if you search Wayne Hoffman Fool Us, it should pop up, I assume. But you can watch it. But the short version is I had Penn. He's the tall one. Mm-hmm. By the way, if you don't know what Penn and Teller's Fool Us is, Penn and Teller are two magicians, very famous. They have their own Vegas show. They watch other magicians perform, and the magicians, us, the performers, have to try to fool them. Now, these guys have combined between the two of them, 100 years worth of magic knowledge. They know
everything.
Yeah, so they know all the secrets. So it's like, how can we try to fool them? Anyway, I went on and I had Penn, the tall one, pick anyone from the audience. This is in Vegas. And he just randomly picks a guy. Okay. And I said, random guy, come up here. I said, what's your name? He said, Carlos. I said, weird. Take this envelope and open it up. And printed from a computer in the envelope, it says, Dear Carlos. And that's out of the gate like, whoa, what is going on? It says, I knew you would be here on stage. Please give me your ID. So he gives me his ID and sits down. I invite Penn and Teller up to the stage to a table. And I said, you picked a guy named Carlos. I said, what's his birth date? And off the top of my head, I think it was like maybe January 14th or something like that. I reach in my pocket. I pull out a wallet. I said, I started a membership club for people who believe it's possible to predict the future. I call it the Mind Candy Club. And I said, I brought my newest members membership card with me today. So I opened my wallet, pinned up in the little window where you would keep your license is a membership card. I had, I think it was Teller, Penn, one of them pulls the card out of the wallet and embossed, like, you know, when you get a credit card, how it's stamped into the plastic, it said Carlos and his birth date, January 14th. So I had predicted the name of the person he would choose and what their birth date was.
So you have 365 envelopes in
multiplied
your jacket,
by every name
and
in
you're
the
able
universe.
to reach in and just pull the right one out and be like, this card. Like, what's that cart behind you? Don't worry about the cart. That's crazy.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. And I've never been more nervous in my life. I'm not gonna lie. I've done so many TV shows and live shows, but there was nothing like that because it was trying to fool people that know, you know, what's going on.
Now, Lauren D'Amico Corsaro said that her husband is also a magician and also fooled them. Have you heard of him?
I don't know.
Corsaro, is that his last name, Lauren? What's his name?
I don't know, but I think that's cool. Yeah, there's a lot of people have been on the show.
Wow.
And if you can fool Penn and Teller, man, yeah, you have no social
life.
What
do you win? I was gonna say, what do you win then?
You win, honestly.
Bragging rights.
Well, you know, to have the respect of your colleagues in a field, like all the magicians I know were like, unbelievable, man, and like that felt good. Like it was really, you know, it's kind of, we in our world, we don't get like the promotion or the raise
Yeah.
or the whatever. So like these
or
little
the money or the job security.
Yeah, you know.
or-
So I think that was cool. But the prize is you get the trophy. That's the FU trophy, the Fool Us trophy. The
That's what
FU,
it's called.
very
That's
funny.
really
It's a
funny.
big FU.
Oh, that's really
It's a
funny.
very, very well thought out trophy. And then you get to open for them at their show in Vegas.
Wow.
But they actually, what was weird is they didn't tell me this, but I ended up closing the show. I didn't open it. They do their whole show. And at the end, they're like, and now for the grand finale, some random guy, Wayne Hoffman.
Oh, wow.
And I came out and did my thing. So that, you know, that was just pretty cool.
That's amazing.
A little experiential
Now,
prize.
if you and Caitlin ever fight, are you able to read her mind? Does she ever say, listen, I'll just tell you because you're clearly not picking it up? Like, how's that go?
Yeah, I mean, she makes her intentions very clear and well known. She's a great communicator.
Okay.
So I don't really have to read her mind that often.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, I read people all the time. I've been reading you since I walked in the door.
You did? What did I say? What did my body say? What did I say? Tell me. You can
This
tell
is,
me.
we're live.
Tell
You know,
me.
Be careful what you ask
Tell
for.
me what I say. I sound crazy.
No, you are crazy,
Thank
but we
you.
love you.
Straight
We
up.
love you. That's
He did walk in and I was like, ignore all these boxes. It's Goodwill. I'm cleaning my house out. I don't know.
Oh,
if you
no,
know.
but
He's like, I saw all of it.
let
and
me
the
ask you a
dog hair.
question. Have you ever had someone come in your house and you don't say, "Oh, don't mind the mess"? You know, everybody, that's like the classic thing
Yeah,
everybody says.
I guess you're right.
Oh, don't mind it. The place is a mess.
Yeah.
Like that's like so
True.
cliche.
All right, so that wasn't readable. But what else? I was dressed when you got here, and my hair. This is my hair done, so that's as good as it was going to get.
Yeah.
Did I say anything else? What
With
does my aura say?
Well, you know what? Honestly,
Tell me.
your aura is. She's pretty much a straight shooter. She tells. The best part about you is you just kind of say it.
Yeah.
You're not even. You don't even. You know.
I don't have time.
Yeah.
I don't have time. Michelle won't. Michelle will be real nice. There's a lot of people a lot nice. Like Stephanie's a lot nicer than me. Like she
Well,
won't
I
say
don't know. She
Michelle
hasn't
is
said
a lot
much,
nicer
so.
than me. Well, she's not allowed. I'm kidding. I think
the shackles
I
on
think
her feet. That's weird.
I think
Little
most of my
aggressive.
friends are like a lot nicer than me. But you seem like a straight shooter though, right?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I'm an illusionist. I lie for a living.
Oh.
There's nothing in my hand.
Yeah, you're right. Now that you say it.
No, I'm just serious. So, no, I am. I think, you know what I do? I think I like to treat people as if they could read my mind because I have somewhat
What does
of
that
an
mean?
unfair advantage.
What does that mean when you
Um,
say that? I like to treat people like they can read my mind.
Instead of just hiding stuff or not communicating properly, I just kind of like to lay things on the table because if I can have an unfair advantage and know generally at minimum what's going through somebody's mind, I think it's only fair that I give other people that opportunity. So yeah,
That's fair.
I try to just tell it like it is, but it's hard sometimes, because you don't want to say certain things. But yeah, here we are. I see somebody's going to the Magic Castle. Oh, Lauren.
Yeah, that's her husband.
That's Lauren with
Lauren
the magician
Corsaro.
lover.
Yeah, her
Cool.
husband.
Love the Magic Castle. And by the way, if you don't know what the Magic Castle is, it's a
tell 'em.
private members-only club in Los Angeles. You have to know a magician in order to get in. It's suit and tie, very fancy. It's like prom all over again. You wear a nice dress and you can't get in unless you dress appropriately. And it's like this weird.
It looks like
place.
a castle.
It's so cool. Have you been there?
I've driven by it.
Oh,
but
you
I
gotta
didn't-
go. If you want to go,
I wasn't with any magicians that I know. Like, there's a lot of comics that also do magic, so I know a lot of guys that are part of it. But I've never been with any of them when I've been out there. So
it's very, very, very cool. Anytime you want to go to the castle in LA, let me know. It's so cool. It's very fancy martini, super high-end dinner, different showrooms in there.
Now her husband's name is David Corsaro.
I don't know the name.
I have to look him up.
Yeah, I'll have to.
Nicole's been there. Nicole, what magicians do you know? So Nicole is Filipino. We have a cooking show, and she just taught us how to make Filipino chicken adobo.
Oh, right on.
So good.
I love Filipino people. They're so nice.
Mm-hmm.
I used to work on cruise ships a lot, and a lot of the crew members were from the Philippines.
Yeah.
Great great. Very nice.
Very
Just
yummy.
nice.
Very yummy. All right. Well, listen. So, where can people find you? Where can they see you? Tell them
I
all the
will be
info.
in chains in Dena's closet, where she
able
will,
to read my mind
she
at
will
any
pull
time.
me out as her
Mhm.
personal mind reader whenever she
Mhm.
needs me, if she lets me free,
Mhm.
and I'm allowed to roam the world. If anybody wants to connect with me or whatever, WayneHoffman.com. It's my name. .com. You can find all the details of what I'm all about and all that other stuff. And of course, you know the drill, social media. If you go on YouTube and type Wayne Hoffman in, or youtube.com/Wayne Hoffman, you'll find my channel. You can watch some of the TV shows I've done. And
are you on Insta, Facebook?
Yep, Instagram, Wayne
things?
Hoffman, Facebook. Again, if you just search my name, I'll pop up. I'm very easy to find. So yeah,
or he'll find you.
And I am verified. That happened for some reason. So you'll know I'm not the fake Wayne Hoffman, because I have a lot of impersonators trying to be me. No. I have two guys named Wayne Hoffman. One is a gay author who wrote a book called Hard. He's a Jewish gay man author. And then I have a politician from Idaho that apparently everyone hates, named Wayne Hoffman, because I get these random Twitter messages from people that think I'm this politician. They're like, you hate people from Idaho. I hope you die. And I'm like, no, I do not.
Stephanie, she's from Ohio. It seems fine.
Idaho.
Whatever. Nobody knows what that is either. It says, my childhood friend is a magician, Justin Rivera.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know.
No?
I don't know.
There's a lot of you, it seems like.
Apparently there's more magicians.
5 of you,
yeah, me
there
too.
Seems to be at least 9 now. Have you ever been on America's Got Talent?
Yeah, I did. I did an AGT many moons ago, and it was cool. You know what? That was really shocking to me. So for years, I think since like 2006 or something like that, America's Got Talent reached out to me to do the show. But in the early days, if you don't know this, America's Got Talent would edit really good acts to make them look bad. Yeah. So if you were a singer, they would mess with the audio and mismatch the music. And it brought, I mean, personally, I know this personally, I own an entertainment agency, Hoffman Entertainment, and I represented a group of singers. They were signed with Universal Motown Records, really good. I mean, really good. Mm-hmm. And they went on AGT and they made them look like idiots. No. The crowd gave them a standing ovation when they performed, but they edited in the crowd booing. So anyway, long story short, I didn't want to do AGT because I was nervous. And then eventually they got the concept of, well, nobody wants to come on the show. So they stopped doing that apparently. And now if you're an idiot, they're going to make you more of an idiot. So I finally decided to do the show and I go on and they ended up taking the clip of my performance, which was basically, I put a piece of an explosive in my mouth and lit the fuse. It's a whole thing. You can look that up later. And they put it on loop in Times Square. And that was my ugly face with dynamite in my mouth was the ad for that season of America's Got Talent. So one day, I guess some TV show was on like Extra or something where they have Times Square in the background out the glass window. And my friend hits me up. He's like, hey, man, you're on TV. I said, well, what do you mean? He's like, you're in Times Square in the background. And I look, and there it is on loop. So they put me in the TV commercial and all that stuff, and it was a cool experience. I never got eliminated, which is good, but I just vanished. You never saw me again. What? Very weird thing. Yeah, it was so weird, but it was again a great experience, and I was shocked at how many people watch America's Got Talent.
I was gonna say
I kind of underestimated. I'm like, it's a glorified talent show. Who cares? Whatever.
Yeah.
But I had done, I don't know, 20, at least 20 TV shows by that point. Uh-huh. And it was only after I did America's Got Talent did people start recognizing me and coming up to me in airports. You're the guy from AGT.
That's
so anyway,
funny.
Super cool. I was there. It was fun.
That was similar to when I had vodka at a Target and talked about school supplies. Same thing.
Oh, it happens.
It just disappeared. Kind of like that. Most of my moments involve vodka, a Chardonnay. Whatever. I digress. Let's talk about tantric. Let's go back. So listen, everybody, I want to thank Wayne for being here. You did a great job. Thank you so much for coming to our weird kitchen. Do you like our new logo right here?
I love it. I was actually
cool?
impressed by that. That's like,
it is.
That's legit.
And our plants, you got to rub up against this money tree before you go.
All right.
If you rub up against it, you get money.
Awesome.
You knew that. Yeah.
I'm in.
Yeah, done. So listen, everybody, thanks for watching. Let's hear from Michelle doing another great job. I'm not going to show you what she looks like because I'd like you to have nice thoughts of her. But she did a great job as always. We have a great guest next week. We are going to be lining lots of people up as we're starting to add new guests and kind of lining people up and getting people from lots of different backgrounds. So hopefully you are enjoying all of our pop-in guests and Stephanie for finally putting hoops on so we could recognize her. She's probably going to come to the game. I'm sure she's going to work out those details. But thanks for watching, everybody. Like Judy from Saskatoon says, do something nice for yourself, maybe for somebody else as well. And have a great day and a blessed day, everyone. I will put up some pictures of Diana's before and after so you can see her new do. But thanks for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.